Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 6 of the Final Fantasy Tactics Platinum Guide walkthrough. We kick off this video back in the Lanelian Plateau. We just did this area before and we finished a major battle with a boss, which was quite difficult, but we managed to get through it. But we're just going to go back here and just continue to grind out a little bit of more job points and some levels, because the next story boss in this area is also very difficult, as we have killed Ygraf's sister, our Wiegraf, and we are going to try and take him on in this video to progress the story. So that is going to be one of the primary reasons why we are doing some adjustments here in part 6. So far though, I think this game has been pretty entertaining. I will say the voice acting in this game is superb. That's one of the probably best additions that is in the remastered version, as I don't believe the original version had voices when it came out for PlayStation 1. So, as usually, we're gonna do some adjustments to our characters and their classes or job systems here in order to set ourselves ready for this battle here. And looks like to defeat all enemies we have a modest 4 enemies. We have 2 goblins, we have 1 chocobo, and 1 of those wolf cat creatures. So there shouldn't be anything that we can't handle here. As you can see, the terrain of this battle is quite different because we're starting in the bottom left hand corner here, versus in the story version of the battle we started on the other edge and we were kind of moving our way up. So the way this has changed positionally is that we have this giant wall in front of us, so we have to kind of maneuver around that if we want to make headway on some of these enemies that are in our way or on the other side of this wall. But one advantage to this giant wall tactically is we can use our black mage to, if you had a black mage, you could pummel some enemies on the other side of the wall. I don't have one in this battle because I want to try and balance out some of the other character job systems here.
We can win this.
So first blood's going to be done with this chocobo here, and then this wolf is going to come up and do a claw attack on us, but that's nothing we can't handle.
Right.
So as you see, the Enemies still have the counter ability set up for this, for these enemies here. This is something else to keep in mind.
To victory.
We got a level here with one of our characters, which is good to see.
What's the best course?
So with that
It was
archer attack, we took down the wolf, which leaves us with the two goblins and the chocobo. They did that spin attack of theirs that they love. And here, the other one is also going to do the spin punch.
my turn.
I'm going to move Ramza onto the other side of the wall and have him join the fray and take action on this chocobo to try and finish him off, but looks like we'll come up a little short. Luckily we evaded the counter, but the chocobo will likely use Choco Cure, and there he will. He'll retreat and use Choco Cure, his favorite healing ability that's annoying. But at least he did not go over to one of the goblins and try and heal them as well while healing himself, because it was likely out of range. So there's a silver lining with that. So there we managed to actually get a critical attack with Ren there and kill that goblin in one hit, which is really good. Kind of helps make up for the fact that the chocobo survived. And now we can finish off that chocobo that tried to run off on us. So that leaves us with just this goblin here, and we're going to toy with this goblin for a little bit, and we're going to try and see if we can get some crystals or treasure chests with any of these remaining enemies that have fallen. So we're just going to bide our time here and not try and kill off the imp just yet, or the goblin just yet. I do, of course, want to whittle him down a little bit because I don't want a whole bunch of turns wasted. But I will have him survive because of the positioning
It's time.
and just some of the timing associated with where he is at compared to where the items are.
This should help. What's my next move?
So the reason that I'm trying to charm that enemy is just so we bide some time, and so the imp doesn't, or the goblin doesn't do anything to us while we're waiting for these enemies to expire. And that way we don't take any damage, but it also won't do anything like heal or attack us in the meantime. So that's one of the reasons I charm the goblin here. We're still going to need to whittle it down, but we have a few turns left before the enemies start to expire. So we'll just heal up some of our characters, even though we don't really need it to survive the match. We're going to do it just to get some more job points.
Right.
So there, our first crystal has appeared, and this is what I was hoping for. I was hoping that this crystal here would contain an ability with it. Unfortunately, it does not, so we'll just go ahead and revive ourselves there, but we still have the trophy pending there for the getting an ability with a crystal. If you have it already, then that is great. You don't probably need to worry as much about these crystals. But if you don't, then just keep at it like I am here. Just wait for these enemies to expire. Because you don't want to be relying on that strategy with these story battles because they are very difficult. So it's kind of hard to wait around for those crystals to appear unless, of course, it happens over the course of the entire fight, which is also could happen, but it's easier to use it in opportune times like this where you're not so much under pressure. But as you can see, the chocobo finally left the chest, so we'll check it out. And it left a vial of holy water, so nothing great there. It's not an enemy it's not an item that we have a ton of, so we'll save a little purchasing power there. But nothing great. I was kind of curious what the chocobo would leave. So with Ramsey here, I'll check out this crystal, see if we get anything, and again, we didn't get any abilities. We just got a restore, so now we'll just take care of this final goblin and be done with this little skirmish here. So we vanquished everyone, we got some more gold, and more importantly, we got some more job points and experience, which we're going to very much need for this upcoming tough boss battle, very tough boss battle ahead. So I'm going to have our chemists use high potion, because you may notice that the HP of some of our characters is getting closer to the 70s and 90s, and potion is becoming less and less useful as far as restoring the health of our characters, it's only going to be restoring around 50%. So having a chemist that can learn high potions really going to be valuable in this upcoming match to better stave off death.
All right then.
I'm going to use the job boast there with Ramza because I'm just going to try and be a little bit quicker in the way we get job points, and also we're not particularly struggling right now that I needed a new ability, so figured I might as well use that. But since we just got the high potion ability, of course we're going to want to buy some high potions and of course stock up on any items that you need back at the outfitters, because this next story battle is very tough. So first we will head to this story sequence here.
But why
With the
kidnap the
Windflat.
girl? And a bailiff at that?
We had to take a hostage. There was no other way to escape.
Then why not release her once you were clear of your pursuers? By bringing her here, you've done naught but ensure that House Beowulf and the Northern Sky come hunting us in force. Do not tell me this madness has taken even you.
Liken me not to Gustav. I've more sense than that faithless cur. Think, Wigraf. We've lost the greater part of our number, and the Order closes upon us from all sides. She is of Beowulf's blood. 100 swords, 1,000 could not buy our freedom with such ease.
So we fly. What then? Know you some happy haven in which we may alight? If we flee, they win once more, as they have always won. We must make for our children a fairer future than the past you and I have known. They must not suffer as we do. The stones we cast might raise only the smallest of waves, but see how they crash upon the shore. Waves rich with our blood, 'tis true.
Then for the sake of the cause you order us to our deaths?
If by our deaths a single drop of noble blood should water the earth, they shall not be in vain.
Foolishness. The only blood the earth will drink will be our own.
The remainder of our forces should yet be safe in our fastness at Zeepton. We must rejoin them. Together we have the strength to strike.
And if they are already dead?
Meljuda. Slain. Impossible. My dear sister. Not you two.
The company which slew her must approach even now. Your orders, Commander?
We quit this place at once. We shall make for our fastness at Zeepton. The girl will be left here, Gragaroth.
The Northern Sky is upon us! They attack!
They waste little time. I shall hold them off here. Gragaroth, you will take the others and make for Zeepton.
I will run, yes. But I do not mean to die.
So this is a very difficult mission. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to start with Ramza here. Going to deploy my knight. Going to deploy a Black Mage. We're gonna also have the Black Knight with Rend, and of course we're gonna have our Chemist. So what makes this battle so difficult is what I will cover after this little cut sequence here.
I did not know that you would one day kill my sister. No, you'd have deserved a better death. They did not even send proper knights to kill her.
She was your sister. I am sorry.
I will not flee before her murderers. I'll avenge Miluda's death or die trying!
My sister, Tetra. You will set her free.
Your sister? Then you were a Beowulf, yes?
He is not. If it is a Beowulf you seek, address yourself to me. The girl you abducted is his sister, and neither are connected to me by blood.
So Gregoroth has erred. But surely the girl must hold some connection with House Beowulf.
So you draw no distinction between our house and those who deal with us?
Should I? Well, it matters not. There was no question as to her release. We make no habit of holding hostages. But first, we've a score to settle. You will see her free, if you live to see aught at all.
Lay down your arms, Wheatgraf. What end will more death serve?
What end did my sister's death serve?
We did not set out to kill her. This quarrel need not be settled by the sword. Let us treat, and persist not in this bloodshed.
You see it not. The reason we hold fast to our steel. What advantage might I hope to enjoy at the treaty table? And who would set a seat for me there? You! Even were it in your power, your brothers would never heed any agreement we might reach.
My brothers do not want this fight. Set down your sword, Wheatgraf, and they will treat with you.
Ha! No spoony bard could spin a sweeter tale. You say your brothers do not want this fight? Tears, then. For the world you see is one beyond my weary sight.
So after that exchange of pleasantries between Wheatgraf and Ramsay in your party, he's gonna open up with a pretty devastating attack here. So he begins the attack by advancing on your party and doing this Northbane Swain attack. And that attack has the potential to be lethal. Even if you have a fully healthy character there, he can kill you in one hit. So if that happens, in my opinion, it's probably just worth resetting or retrying this battle, because it's so early on into the stage anyway. Because it's just so hard to start off this battle on the right foot with your character, one of your characters being dead. The second move is this knight here always does that arrow blow attack to get additional damage. But at least those are the first two attacks that seem to always happen consistently with the setup that I have here.
not mock my brothers. My turn.
But after that brief exchange there, we're finally in a position ourselves to start advancing on the enemy. So I'm going to ignore this chocobo here, and I'm going to attack the knight here, because the knights are also very deadly, and it's going to take us a while for our knight to go all the way over there to start being able to rend them with his Art of War attack. So that's why I'm going to try and kill one of them as early as I can, because between our knight and the chocobo, and the Delita, sorry, we should be able to take care of this chocobo, and with this fire spell here, we should be able to take care of one of the knights. So, in my test runs, this was really the quickest start that I could get to in this battle. It's by getting rid of 2 characters. I'm going to use my chemist here and heal up Delita so he doesn't use his turn to heal, and instead we'll use the turn to kill off the chocobo, because we don't want the chocobo running off and healing either. So as you can see there, the knight got finished off, and now the chocobo is dead. So we have 2 enemies down, and we've not taken too much damage, which is basically an optimal start here. There may be chance that Ramza takes damage from our black mage, which is okay, because we can survive that and we can heal. Unfortunately, as you can see there, we got killed in 1 hit from Windflat's attack there. It's really hard to avoid that. You might get luckier and have him survive, but that's something to keep in mind, and that's what makes this fight so difficult. It's just the tides can turn so quickly with that ability of his and some of his really powerful attacks. I'm going to use Chant here to heal up our knight. And then I'm going to move him over to our healer to try and get patched up. So we've resurrected our Black Knight, or our Black Mage, sorry. Which is good, because we need him still alive and well to continue to apply pressure and damage. We have no control over Delita, but we got lucky and he decided to patch up our Black Mage.
Surprised myself.
Right then. Shadow 7 by Doomstar cast. Mark the ending.
And here he's going to do his favorite attack again, Northwayne Strike. This time he told us all what he was doing. We got lucky and didn't prove to be fatal, but 54 damage is nothing to sneeze at either. And so this is where, if you have the ability item equipped with Ramsey, it would have been better to heal there. I didn't do that. should have had that going in, but I didn't really still understand the mechanics of this game 100%. But that is something that I'll be addressing in a further video. But if you already got to that and you've already gotten your items configured for your different enemies, that will make this battle even easier. But we don't have that, so we're still relying on our chemist to do a lot of the healing in this battle here. But with our black mage alive, he's gonna try and apply some more pressure. So we'll patch up Ramsey here. If we can get over to him. And there, we finally got over to him and healed him. A nice 75 HP. And this black mage will do some more damage to Weegraf. We'll see if Delita... Yep, Delita thankfully heals up our black mage. So this time, Weegraf is going to switch it up and do Judgment Blade. And as you can see, it is another devastating attack. It managed to do 2 tiles worth of damage. And so our black mage took the worst of it, and Delita was severely crippled. And this is where feel like you're making good progress. You have just 1 or 2 enemies left, but there's just no backing down from Weegraf here with his powerful attacks. Granted, if I did have that item skill with everyone, this would be slightly better because I would have some healed characters here, but nobody here is a pushover. And that's why I felt like getting that huge start is so important. So I'm going to put my knight in out of harm's way there. If I had an item skill with him, I would have obviously healed him up there instead of just moving him. But I'll move my chemist over. Looks like she found a phoenix down in the process. Can never have too many of those. And we'll use it right away to revive our black mage. Delita will patch himself up after that Judgment Blade attack. Unfortunately, he does not know High Potion. And we're gonna just move our knight kind of away from the harm here, and hopefully we can circle him back around and attack Weegraf in the later part of this battle. Another Judgment Blade attack, which kills one of our party members there.
My turn.
So we finally have crippled this pesky remaining knight. And we can keep trying to focus on damaging Weegraf here, who still has a good portion of health left. But we're starting to turn the tide a little bit, especially after we finish off this knight here, which we do. So we have just the one item enemy remaining, and we have a couple characters that need healing, of course, but we can at least try and do that before we take on more damage, because we have some decent positioning and some high ground. So another Judgment Blade, which killed our healer, but we should be able to take off Weegraf before we need to revive someone else and prevent them from dying permanently.
You fight well, boy. Forgive me, Milyuda.
And there you have it.
There is too much left undone.
Weegraf finally concedes. And with that, that is how we're going to conclude the 6th part of this Tactica guide, with that battle. And we will go into the next video trying to reallocate our skills and items to be more equipped for battles going forward. But I will see you in the next one for part 7.
It was none other than your lord brother, Dicedog. And he acted with Lord Zalbarg's knowledge, to be sure.
Absurd! Why would Dicedog do such a thing?
In the void left by the king's death, the lions will vie for power. Larg the White and Gultana the Black. Each hopes to learn who may be counted as friend and who as foe. But such things are not so easily read. Far easier to rid yourself of those whose loyalty is uncertain, and install others to rule in their stead. I fear Gustav, fool that he was, tired of our rebellion, and was taken in by the silver tongue of your dear brother Dicedog.
Lies! No Beowulf would do a thing so craven as this!
Do not take my word for it. Judge their actions for yourself. Farewell, young Beowulf.
Weegraf! Coward! You insult my name and flee in the same breath.
Teacher! Teacher! Teacher, where are you?
She's not here. Where have they taken her? Weegraf has lied to us. Come, Delita. We must hurry to Ziekten. Teacher is there. I'm certain of it. Why? Why is this happening? Why, Ramsar? Why, Teacher? I'm sorry, Delita.